The unauthorized arrival. The vast alien system of Vanar drifted in silence. Its stars glowed like scattered gems, and fleets of patrol ships moved along invisible lines, guarding every entry point. For centuries, this system had been safe, untouched, by war, ruled by the Council with strict authority. Nothing entered without permission. Nothing ever slipped past their scanners. But today, something did. An alarm cut through the command hall of the orbital defense station. Red symbols flashed across the alien displays. A ship had crossed the outer perimeter. A ship that did not belong. The station commander, an insectoid being with translucent wings, narrowed his many eyes. What vessel dares intrude into Vanar? Space without clearance, he hissed. Data streamed in. The readings made no sense. The vessel was large, heavily armored, but old. Too old. Its hull was scarred. Its engines burned faintly like dying stars, yet it moved with purpose. It bore no council insignia, no diplomatic code, no trading license. Then came the word that froze the entire hall. Species identification. Human. Silence spread across the chamber. The younger officers exchanged nervous glances. The word was like a ghost pulled from legend. Humans. Creatures of war. The species that had vanished centuries ago, leaving only rumors behind. Some said they had destroyed themselves. Others whispered they still lived, hiding in the shadows of the galaxy, waiting for their time to return. The commander's wings shivered. Impossible. Humans are extinct. Check again. The technician repeated the scan. The result did not change. The ship was human. At once, patrol vessels were dispatched. Silver streaks cut across the void, surrounding the unknown vessel. As it drifted closer, from the outside it looked like a relic, an ancient warship with jagged metal plates, dark scars from battles long forgotten. But there was something unsettling about it. Why does it not answer hails? An officer asked. We have sent the council greeting code 10 times. The commander's voice lowered. Because it has no intention of asking for permission. The alien patrol captain spoke over the comms. His voice trembled. Unknown vessel, you have entered Vanar space without authorization. Identify yourself immediately. No answer. The ship moved forward in silence. Its engines pulsed with a slow, steady rhythm, like the beating of a heart. Repeat, the captain said, his voice louder now, more desperate. Identify, or we will take defensive action. Still no answer. Then, for the first time, the alien sensors detected something. Low, energy readings inside the vessel. Lights flickered across its battered surface. A faint hum of ancient machinery stirred. The patrol ships formed a tighter circle, weapons charged but trembling. Inside the council chamber, leaders debated furiously. Some argued it was only a derelict ship, drifting aimlessly, a machine with no soul. Others feared the opposite, that it was alive, carrying the most dangerous species the galaxy had ever known. The commander leaned close to the screen, watching the old warship slowly turn, as if it were studying its enemies. His voice was low, but every officer heard the fear hidden within it. If that ship truly belongs to humans, then we are not prepared for what comes next. A sudden flicker cut through the comms. Static, a broken transmission. Then, out of the noise, a voice emerged. Deep, harsh, human. This vessel does not recognize your authority. The words echoed through the chamber. The patrol captain nearly dropped his communicator. The voice was not robotic, not alien, but human. Calm. Cold, unshaken. Who are you? The alien officer demanded. State your purpose, intruder. But the transmission ended. Silence returned. The ship drifted closer to the system's heart. Inside the patrol ships, alien crews whispered in fear. They had heard the legends. Humans did not need fleets to destroy worlds. They fought with a ferocity that broke empires. If even one human had returned, what would that mean for the Council's power? The commander's wings trembled again. Do not fire, he ordered sharply. We do not know what it carries. If it is truly human, we may wake something far worse than war. On the central screen, the vessel loomed larger, its shadow stretching across the stars. The scanners struggled to pierce its defenses, but faintly, deep within the hull, they detected movement. There was life aboard, one, single, human. The alien commander felt his blood run cold. The system had been safe for centuries, but now safety was gone. Something had returned from humanity's past. Something dangerous. Something no one was ready for. The unauthorized human vessel kept moving forward, silent, unstoppable, as if it carried the weight of all humanity's forgotten wars, and for the first time in generations, the aliens felt afraid. The first contact attempt, the alien patrol fleet hung in tense formation around the vessel. Thousands of eyes watched it, claws ready to strike, but no one dared move first. The human ship floated like a silent predator, its shadow stretching across the patrol's sensors. From the orbital command hall, messages were sent in every known galactic language. Diplomatic greetings, warnings, threats. All were ignored. The commander leaned forward. "Try again. Make it clear." A transmission echoed into the void. "Unknown vessel, you are violating council space. By law, you must submit for inspection and clearance. Respond immediately." For a moment, there was only silence. Then, faintly, lights rippled across the old warship's hull. A cold hum vibrated through the patrol's scanners. Inside the bridge of the alien flagship, the crew exchanged uneasy looks. Something was waking. The technician swallowed. "Power levels are rising, slowly, but steady. This ship is not dead." "Then what does it want?" The answer came, suddenly. A broken voice burst into the comms. It was human. Rough, distorted by age, but unmistakably human. "This vessel does not submit." The word spread across every channel. Officers froze. The patrol captain's claws trembled against his console. The last time anyone in the galaxy had heard a human voice was more than 3 centuries ago. He steadied himself. "Identify yourself. Who are you?" The human voice was quiet now. "A survivor, a soldier. This ship is not yours to command." Static cut the channel. The silence afterward felt heavier than the stars. Inside the council chamber, panic erupted. The leaders shouted over one another. Some demanded immediate destruction of the vessel, fearing it was a human trap. Others insisted on caution. What if this was not an invasion but a relic, a single survivor of a forgotten war? The commander pressed his wings tight against his body, his voice sharp. "We cannot allow panic. If this human is alive, we must know why, and how." He ordered a small scout ship forward. A fragile vessel, meant for reconnaissance, edged closer to the ancient warship. Its scanners activated, probing the hull. The results made the alien pilot's spine stiffen. Inside, beneath layers of steel and carbon armor, there was life. One human heartbeat. Slow, strong, as if a warrior had been asleep for centuries, now stirring awake. The scout's pilot whispered, "It's impossible. One human alone in this giant ship?" Before the commander could answer, the human vessel moved. Not much, just a slow rotation, as though it had finally noticed the fragile scout brushing against its armor. And then a warning came. The human ship sent a signal. Not words, not language, images. The aliens' screens filled with pictures of Earth's past, mushroom clouds rising into burning skies, oceans boiling, cities in ruins, and humans walking through the ashes, rebuilding with fire in their eyes. The alien crews recoiled. This was no peaceful greeting. It was a memory, a warning. The council chamber went silent. Leaders stared at the terrible visions. They knew the stories, but to see them confirmed by a human vessel chilled their cores. The commander's voice cracked. "They want us to remember." The alien patrol captain slammed his claw onto the console. Enough. This is intimidation. Fire warning shots. Make them stop. Energy beams shot past the human vessel, harmless but bright. The warship did not flinch. It did not even attempt to dodge. Instead, its weapon systems flickered alive. Ancient cannons, crude compared to modern council technology, but bristling with raw destructive power. Their targeting sensors swept across the alien fleet. Panic spread. Pilots shouted over comms. "They've locked onto us." "No," the commander whispered. "They're only showing us they can." Another human transmission cut through. Calm. Cold. "You believe your council holds power. You forget. Humans taught you fear." The patrol captain's voice shook. "What do you want from us?" The human replied, "Nothing, but if you force our hand, you will remember why your ancestors feared us." The signal ended. For long moments no one moved. The alien fleet floated, weapons primed, hearts trembling. The human ship, massive and scarred, simply drifted forward, carrying its silent threat deeper into the system. In the council chamber, the youngest advisor whispered, words that no one wanted to hear. "If this is only one human, what happens when the rest return?" The secrets of the vessel. The council chamber remained in silence long after the human transmission ended. The alien leaders sat frozen, their eyes fixed on the dark screen where the vessel still drifted closer. Fear was not a word they used often, but it now gripped the room like an invisible hand. One of the elder advisors finally broke the silence. His voice was heavy, trembling with memory. "I warned you. The humans were never gone, only sleeping." Gasps spread across the chamber. Younger officials leaned forward, confused. "Sleeping? What do you mean?" The elder's eyes narrowed. "Long before your time, the humans fought the war of extinction. Entire fleets rose against them. Hundreds of worlds burned. And yet, they endured. The council declared them destroyed. But I always doubted. They are not a species that surrenders. They hide. They wait." The commander's wings shivered. "And now one of their war relics has awakened." Meanwhile, aboard the alien scout ship, scans pierced deeper into the vessel. The readings were chaotic. Layers of human technology stacked upon itself, patched with crude repairs, and pulsing with an energy source unlike anything in the Council's archives. The scout's pilot whispered nervously, "It's like this ship has been alive for centuries, holding on, repairing itself." Then the sensor alarms blared. A single life sign registered at the center of the ship. Strong. Human. The commander's many eyes widened. "One? Only one human?" "Yes," the technician confirmed. "But his vitals, they are stable. Too stable. He is not weak. He is in stasis, waiting." The chamber filled with whispers. Could it be possible? One human soldier had survived inside a dead warship for centuries. The commander clenched his claws. We must know his purpose. Why awaken now? Suddenly, the human ship sent another transmission. This time, it wasn't words. It was a memory log. Or perhaps a warning. Images flooded the council's displays. Alien officers recoiled as visions of old battles filled their eyes. They saw human ships diving into impossible odds, fighting against fleets 10 times their size. They saw humans fighting hand-to-hand on burning worlds, refusing to surrender, even as cities fell around them. They saw something the council had hoped was myth. Humans laughing in the face of death, standing back up even after being broken. The chamber grew quiet again. The patrol captain's voice cracked. This is what they wanted us to see? That one human is equal to many?" The elder's voice was grim. "Not equal, greater." Back near the vessel, the scout ship tried one last attempt. They activated a communication beam directly targeting the human life sign. A voice answered, low, calm, human. "You send your fleets, your weapons, your fear. But I see it in you. You have forgotten the truth." The alien pilot's claws shook. "Well, what truth?" "That humans do not fight for survival alone. We fight because we refuse chains. You call this unauthorized space, but space belongs to no one. The voice grew sharper. Your council rules with fear. Humanity lived through worse. Your walls will not stop us. Your laws do not bind us. You are children playing at control. Then silence. The scout ship's crew stared at each other, breathless. This was no random survivor. This human spoke with purpose, with defiance. It was as if he carried the voice of an entire species through time. Inside the council chamber, the leaders shouted in chaos. Some demanded immediate destruction of the vessel before it reached the inner worlds. Others urged restraint, terrified that firing on the human would awaken something even more catastrophic. The commander slammed his claw on the table. Silence. This is no simple matter. This single human may represent the return of them all. If he has survived, then humanity still exists somewhere. A shiver of dread spread through the chamber. The elder whispered what no one dared say aloud. If this is only the beginning, then the galaxy is not ready. The humans are coming back. Meanwhile, the patrol fleet continued to shadow the warship. Its cannons glowed faintly, never firing but always ready. Every alien pilot could feel it. The sense that they were not hunting the vessel, but that the vessel was judging them. And deep inside the ship, the human stirred within his chamber. His eyes opened slowly for the first time in centuries. A faint smile touched his lips as he whispered into the darkness. They thought we were gone. Let them see what it means when humanity returns. Confrontation. The patrol fleet tightened its formation, weapons armed as the human vessel drifted deeper into the system. The council's voice echoed in every alien captain's ears. Hold position. Do not let it advance further. But none of them felt confident. The human ship was silent, yet its presence pressed on them like a storm waiting to break. The patrol captain clenched his mandibles. Target its engines. Disable, don't destroy. Dozens of beams shot forward, brilliant. Arcs of alien energy. They struck the ancient warship's hull, only to fizzle and scatter like sparks against iron. The sensors screamed, no damage detected. The alien crews froze. How could a vessel centuries old shrug off their most advanced weapons? Then the human ship moved, its hull lit with red lines glowing like scars reawakening. Ancient cannons, silent for ages, unfolded with a hiss of metal. The sight alone made alien hearts pound. One shot fired, not a barrage, not a storm, just a single blast. Crude, compared to the sleek beams of the council, but filled with raw, destructive force. The patrol's lead ship erupted in fire, torn in half before its crew could scream. Panic erupted in the fleet. Pilots shouted over the comms, voices filled with fear. They destroyed us with one hit. Our shields are useless. The patrol formation shattered. Some ships pulled back. Others held position in terror. From the warship came a calm transmission. Human. Steady. You fire at us. And expect mercy? I warned you, stand down. The commander in the orbital chamber slammed his claw on the table. This is defiance. This human mocks the council. All fleets surround and overwhelm it. But even as he spoke, more alien ships were falling. Not because of numbers, not because of strategy, but because of fear. Their weapons locked, their targeting failed, as if the very presence of the warship broke their discipline. The vessel unleashed another volley. Alien cruisers shattered like glass. Every shot was precise, controlled, as though the human inside was holding back. Why isn't he finishing us? An officer whispered, eyes wide. Because he didn't want to. The human's voice returned, deeper now, carried across every comm in the system. I am not here to conquer, but if you force me, I will remind you of what humanity is. The chamber fell silent. Even the commander stopped shouting. The elder advisor leaned forward, his voice trembling. Do you not see? He has the power to annihilate us. But he doesn't. He only wants us to remember, to fear. On the battlefield, the alien fleet broke apart. Ships retreated, leaving only a handful still trying to hold their ground. Their shots struck the human vessel again and again, but the ancient ship refused to fall, and then the human vessel did something unexpected. It powered down its weapons. The glowing cannons folded back into silence. The ship simply drifted, surrounded by wreckage as if waiting for the aliens to choose their next move. The patrol captain swallowed hard. His voice cracked as he whispered, "He's daring us. He's showing us that even without firing, we cannot stop him." In the council chamber, fear turned into something worse: division. Some leaders demanded to sue for peace immediately before the human unleashed true destruction. Others raged, demanding vengeance, insisting the warship be hunted down at all costs. The commander's wings shook. He looked at the flickering image of the human ship on the central screen, silent and still, yet more terrifying than an entire army. He finally understood the truth. The war was not about ships, not about weapons. It was about fear. And right now, the humans had already won. The final ultimatum: the wreckage of alien ships drifted like broken bones across the silent void. Fires burned faintly, glowing against the cold darkness. And at the center of it all floated the human vessel, its cannons quiet, its engines pulsing, like the slow beat of a heart. No more shots fired, no more destruction, yet every alien knew the choice was no longer theirs. Inside the council chamber, silence pressed heavier than any command. Leaders who once argued now stared at the looming ship on the screen, their voices stolen by fear. Finally, the patrol captain's trembling voice came over comms. He has stopped firing. He waits." The commander's mandibles clicked, nervously. Waits? For what? No answer was needed. Because in that moment the human spoke again. His voice was calm, cold, timeless. "You believed humanity was gone. You built your council on that belief. You told yourselves we were finished, but here I stand." The chamber's lights flickered as the human's words echoed through every channel, every ship, every officer. "You fire at me and I do not fall. You surround me and I do not yield. You call this your space, your law, your order. But all of this," his voice hardened, "was built on the hope that humans would never return." The alien fleets listened in silence. The words carried more power than weapons. The human's tone grew sharper. "I did not come for war. But if you force it, I will burn your fleets and your worlds until you remember the truth. Humanity does not bow." The commander in the chamber tried to speak, but his throat tightened. For centuries, the council had ruled by fear. Yet now, their soldiers shook, their fleets broke, their law trembled, all because of one human. On the battlefield, the vessel's weapons glowed once more. Not in attack, but as warning. A single pulse of energy erupted from the ship, spreading across the system. Planets trembled. Moons shivered in orbit. Stars flickered as though touched by an ancient hand. But nothing was destroyed. The aliens gasped. The message was clear. "I can. But I choose not to." The human voice returned, softer now, almost like a whisper that filled the galaxies. "Leave your fear behind or let it consume you. The choice is yours. Humanity does not seek your permission. We never did. We never will." Silence followed. In the council chamber, the elder advisor's face was pale. He turned slowly to the others. "This is no survivor. This is a herald. If one human can do this, imagine if more are waiting." The commander's wings shook. He had no orders left to give. His authority, his fleets, his council, all felt meaningless under the shadow of one vessel. On the screen, the human warship turned slowly. Its engines flared, preparing to depart. As it slipped toward the outer edges of the system, the human spoke one last time. "Tell your council, tell your children. Humanity is not gone. We walk in the dark. And when we return fully, the bow," voice paused, cold and sharp as a blade, "your galaxy will remember who taught it fear." Then the transmission ended. The warship vanished into the stars, leaving wreckage, silence, and a galaxy trembling at the thought of what was coming next. For the first time in centuries, the mighty council felt small. And for the first time in centuries, they remembered what it meant to fear humans.